The year is 1619, and I have just escaped execution at the hands of my own king. I might have died in peace, but for the burning need to clear my name. Destiny has driven me here, to the edge of human exploration. Some call this place the New World. The Romans called it Mars. Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's check out Jamestown Plus on Nintendo Switch. Now, I think I own this on every single platform that it's available on. So, I believe in supporting the developer, so here we are. Let's see, fill as much of the screen as possible while preserving aspect ratio and clean pixel scaling, or fills as much of the screen as possible while preserving the aspect ratio. So we'll leave it on pixel perfect. I happen to have a 5.1 system. So. Well, actually, I guess I have a 7.2 system. But obviously, I'm not going to get it out of here. Let's see. Let's turn down the sound just a hair, because it is super, super loud. We could turn on the retro scan lines, but that's dumb. And yeah, I think we'll just leave it at that. Let's go. Oh wait, what are the buttons again? Fire, special, Vaunt. Okay, good. Oh, that's right, everything's locked. That's okay. We'll unlock all the stuff eventually. November 15th, 1619, morning. I must admit, nothing could have prepared my old eyes for what now lies before them. The new world is truly a wonder to behold. Sadly, I have little time to enjoy the view. Though I eluded my captors at the Tower of London long enough to make passage to Jamestown Colony, I doubt very much that they have given up the chase. I have pinned my hopes for survival on the mysterious lost colony of Roanoke. If I can produce the solution to such an enduring and tragic mystery, I am convinced that my heroism would earn amnesty for my crimes. For now, I make for the battlefields of the eastern frontier. I have it on good authority that John Smith himself is to be found there, defending our settlements from the allied Spanish Martian forces. I pray that he will have some idea of how an entire colony of 117 souls could disappear and leave no trace to mark its passing. The conveyance hums at my side. I fear violence waits for me at the road ahead. R. R. Chapter 1. War upon the East Frontier, in which a settlement is ravaged by bentangled Martians loyal to the Spanish, and a villain appears. Now, by the time this game reached the Switch, they had actually implemented some additional features into Jamestown. So if you already own Jamestown on another platform, you also get these same enhancements for your version. So you don't necessarily need to buy the Switch version in order to get the latest, kind of improvements that they made. So this is strictly if you want to have portable play, or if you don't already own Jamestown. And if you don't own it, then you really should, because it's a well-made, excellent game. Assuming, of course, you like shmups, in which case, if you don't like them, I would wonder how you even got here. Certainly not to see my smiling face, since I don't smile. Unless I'm forced to. And I do like the extra wide playing field. They really made use of it. Especially if you decide to play a local co-op. You know, you can have 4 players on here, which is a lot of fun for people if you have them over at your house. Which I don't know when that's ever going to happen again, but theoretically, if you had somebody at your house, you could invite over. The traitor prince. Overmind to the Martian rebel forces. Ah, damn it. Use my bombs. Henceforth, you shall be known as the Credit Saver. November 15th, 1619, dusk. As we drove back the last of the Allied Spanish-Martian forces, we heard a distant battle cry through the smoke and dust behind us. Erupting dramatically from the clouds was none other than John Smith, his handsome figure posed dramatically at the prow of his ship. This dashing entrance came a moment too late to render us any actual assistance, but the man's eagerness and thirst for adventure do much to forgive his lacking punctuality. Having turned the tide of his frontier campaign against the enemy, his spirits were high, and he offered us lodgings for the night. Over a bonfire feast of roast pork and potatoes, Smith drew out a crude map of a place he and his men called the Dark Sector. Shrouded with foreboding clouds and tempestuous cyclones, he believed that the god-forsaken place may hold the answers I seek. Our course will take us directly through the territory controlled by the Spanish. Their conquistador will want vengeance after the losses here today. May some light find us in these dark and forgotten corners of the wilderness. We leave at dawn. R. R. You can now purchase additional ships from the shop. The shoppe. The shoppe. Gunner. All right. Let us tomato to the Dark Sector. I don't remember if Gunner was any good. We could try him. Journey through the Dark Sector, in which Raleigh is pursued by the vigilant Spanish border guard, and the awful truth stands revealed. Oh, shoot. Well, that's a good way to start. Oh yeah, this one's tricky to use. Ugh. Darn it. I can let Mars win. Heaven forbid. Boss, the Lady of the Lake, the Bane of Roanoke. Oh, darn it. Forgot. Not paying attention. Yeah, I really don't like this ship. I really shouldn't have picked it. But oh well. Honestly, the only thing missing to me is like having maybe the ship do like a thruster move and fly up to the top of the screen. It's the only thing I really would have added. November 6th, 1619, high noon. The girl emerged from the swamp like an apparition, but when she said her name, I knew she was as real as you or I. Imagine, Virginia Dare, first child of the colonies. If I brought her back to England with me, I'd surely be pardoned by my king. But she will hear none of that. Her heart is fixed upon the rescue of her father, a man named Joachim Gauntz. She says Roanoke colony was destroyed when she was still a child, that the swamp itself was driven bloodthirsty by some manner of Martian weapon. Apparently that weapon was wielded by the very same conquistador who harries our settlement today. Even now he holds her father in his most hellish prison. If I aid this Joachim's rescue, she has pledged to return to England with me. It would seem our interests are aligned, at least for now. Arr. What do we have at the old shop? Gauntlet game mode? I don't know. I guess I really don't need Gauntlet at this point in time. Alright, let's just pick our normal beam ship. Kind of a good all-around ship. Prisoner of the Badlands, in which a prison break is effected by simply attacking the prison and all its robotic guards in broad daylight. The Dread Sentry, all-seeing robotic guardian over the wasteland. Henceforth should be known as the Credit Saver. I'm My titles are limited. November 6, 1619, late afternoon. Joachim is alive, but only just. He emerged from the wreckage of that dread sentry. It seemed it was his cage as well as his prison guard. I hastened to make good our escape back to the fort at Jamestown. News of this prison break won't take long to reach the conquistador. To my surprise, Joachim is more interested in delivering that news to his tormentor personally. He insists on a suicidal mission into the heart of the most secret of Spanish mines, the New Madrid. He claims that the conquistador's project there is most dangerous, and that all of Mars may hang in the balance. What can I do? I care less about Mars than I do about my own skin, but I can't very well kidnap him right after freeing him from prison. And so we continue eastwards. I pray that we will all return. Arr! To unlock level 4, you must beat levels 1 through 3 on difficult or above. Why? Oh, that's right. How very taxing. Fine, jerks. Can't let me have my fun at my difficulty of choosing. Damn you. What if I am not able to pass said difficulty? Do you deny me, oh Genevieve? The reverse like, yeah, we deny you. Uh-oh, damn. Oh, the traitor prince. Ugh. Privateer. Oh, what an honor. You can now visit the moons of Mars from the level select screen. Boy. It is weird that it wants to detect controllers after every round. But yeah. Especially when it's like a drop-in, drop-out co-op. I mean, I don't know why they have to do it that way. Ugh. Bleh. Yeah. Ugh. Party of one. Oh, that accurately describes me. Probably. Maybe of one. Maybe party shouldn't be in any of my descriptions. Ah, damn it. Didn't even see it. Ah, oh, damn it. Ugh. Oh, oh, damn it. Ho ho! I don't think I earned that much this time, did I? I got 3,000. Oh, oh, well, no, don't do that. Go back. Back, I say! secret mines of New Madrid, in which Raleigh races time to prevent a foul desecration of Mars itself, and the villain shows his hand. Ugh. Boy, not a lot of enemies, but well-placed ones. The last express, an arrow loosed at the heart of Mars. Ah, scoundrel! Boy. November 6th, 1619, night. Joaquin wasn't wrong. The Conquistador's project here is extensive, and his purpose as dark as they come. We annihilated that gigantic drill train, but not before it could finish cutting through the final barrier to some manner of hidden temple. The last time the Conquistador used an ancient Martian weapon, he destroyed all of Roanoke colony in a stroke. Whatever it is he seeks in this temple, I doubt that is intended to forge a glorious new era of peace in the New World. I know that Virginia was lying when she promised to return to England with me. I can hardly blame her. Either she needed her father rescued, and she knew that I could help. But if Mars is lost to this madman and Jamestown destroyed, then I will truly have nowhere left to run to. It seems I must make my stand here. I am grateful not to make it alone. Arr! Tall Tales with John Smith. A side story in 2 acts. This tale begins 2 weeks ago. I had grown bored with the task of crushing all Spanish enemies on the field of battle, so I allowed myself to be captured. I was frankly desperate for a proper adventure. I expected to be impounded deep in the Spanish Badlands and made plans to escape with some vital intelligence, or artifact, or what have you. However, they shipped me out to an even more notorious site, the Black Garrison of Phobos, the jungle moon of Mars. A myth? A bogey story for newish soldiers? Friends, I am here to tell you that the Blackish Garrison is entirely real. A lesser Briton might have, have cracked in defiance of the Inquisition. Of course, I held fast. In the face of my stalwart resistance to interrogation, they decided I was worth more dead than alive. Preparations were made to hang me at dawn. As it happens, I was making preparations of my own. John Smith, indomitable adventurer, bulwark patriot, espionage hobbyist. Defiance in the Black Garrison, in which Smith breaks free of the decrepit Spanish garrison on Phobos, only to encounter wild terrorists beyond the walls. Oh, got it. The matriarch, resplendent, rude queen. Damn it. pronounced Mothra. Mothra! Tall Tales with John Smith. End of Act 1. My search of that old wreck turned up one poor soldier's remains and little else, but for a curious final message, holoscribed by the first mate. I have reproduced it here in full. Shot down by pirates off the orbit of Deimos, left to rot by queen and country, set upon by monstrous insects, and saved by a Spaniard, the Spaniard I liked. Of course, the poor chap was delirious when he made that comment about our queen, may God save her. Even so, I vowed not to sleep until these buccaneers of Deimos paid for their crimes against the crown. During the wait for a low tide betwixt the moons, I gave my fallen countrymen a proper burial. A bone-deep chill suffused the jungle air. But I was kept warm by the undying flame of vengeance. John Smith, brooding adventurer, yeoman, shoveler, sometime poet. Ooh, armada ships are available. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Jamestown Plus on Nintendo Switch. Well, this is the latest version of Jamestown. Of course, if you own previous versions of Jamestown on other platforms, then there were updates to bring it up to this version with the additional updates and additional missions. It's a really well-designed game. It'll last you for a long time. It's worth your purchase. I said I bought it on every platform except mobile. I didn't buy it on mobile because I don't play games on my phone. But yeah, check it out for yourself if you like shmups. It's got a nice deep system, controls well, sounds good. I really can't say enough about it. Check it out for yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.